Aquarius, hello. Welcome to Coffee, Sage, and Tarot. This is going to be your monthly reading for April 2025. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the theme, as well as what you should be embracing and letting go, as well as any challenges and opportunities you have for the month of April. Okay? Please do keep in mind these are general readings, so take what resonates, leave what does not, and reverse anything as you see fit. Show me Aquarius, please, for April. Show me Aquarius for the month of April, please. Show me Aquarius for the month of April, please. Thank you. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, you at the heart of your reading, Ace of Swords. So some new perspective is coming through. Also, this is your sign, your element, so a renewed version of yourself coming through, okay? Some new element to Aquarius, right? If that makes sense. The challenge, 9 of Cups, personal achievement here. Interesting in contrast to the 4 of Cups, which is, the opportunity to this feels like disengage. Interesting presentation here. I'm sure you will clarify. The Tower as what you should be letting go. Disruption. Right? Perhaps this is something that is past. You've had a disruption already. Some things have been shaken loose, and now you're kind of saying, okay, how do we deal with that going forward? Embracing the Emperor here. You're in control. I mean, that makes sense. You're in the driver's seat here. You're controlling the outcome. I'm focusing on what he has in his hand here. It looks like a little orb. You have that power in the palm of your hand, right? That's what I'm seeing here. Also, it is yellow in color, similar to yellow here. And then we do have the sun in the shadow, which we will get to. That will tie everything in. But just that yellow color, right? That energy, that self-awareness, that confidence of that yellow. Queen of Pentacles, interesting. I believe Libra had Queen of Pentacles as well. Trusting yourself, trusting that you have what it takes, both inside and outside here. This does make sense with kind of these cards here. 9 of Cups as personal achievement. Emperor as controlling the outcome of your society, right? Of the physical realm here. Let's go ahead and take a look at that Ace of Swords. Show me that Ace of Swords for Aquarius, please. Show me that Ace of Swords for Aquarius. Show me that Ace of Swords, please. Thank you. All right, so we have the Moon, 6 of Cups, 2 of Pentacles, and then we have in the shadow, 8 of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles here. So this idea that your energy is moving towards a new opportunity for you to master something, right? For you to take it and make it your own. And again, that's beautiful. The fact that there is this opportunity for you to kind of explore another aspect of yourself or reinvent another aspect here. is really exciting as well. That kind of internal work is spurring something externally here with that Ace of Pentacles, right? So your energy is moving and it seems to be moving rather nicely, which is good. Coming into your immediate clarifiers with the Moon, the Six of Cups, and the Two of Pentacles, this really does feel like there's an emotional component. Not completely surprised about this, but there is something that perhaps is unknown to you that is kind of driving this idea of revisiting your priorities, okay? This idea of trying to figure out where this new ace is going to take place, or the fact that it even should come into play here. It could be like, I'm really prioritizing, or feeling like I should prioritize, listening to this type of music, or I really should prioritize, the driving this way to work, or something like that, right? Or it's like maybe you're not fully understanding the reason why, but it may become clear, listening to this kind of music reminds you of how confident you felt, doing a school project, or, when you were in a school group or something. And so that kind of emotional connection is reappearing in this way in your present moment, something along those lines, right? Where there is an emotional component here that does have you juggling different priorities, and kind of doing a bit of an evaluation on each of those. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at that Nine of Cups. Show me that Nine of Cups for Aquarius, please. Show me that Nine of Cups for Aquarius. Thank you. Oh. All right, so for the Nine of Cups here, we have the Two of Cups, the Empress, Five of Cups, Knight of Wands, and again, the Ace of Swords, with the Hanged Man at this point. Interesting here. So really ushering in this ace, right? This new kind of, I want to say component, but I feel like component is not the right word. New element within you, right? Or kind of firing that up here to gain some new perspective here. So it feels like kind of a light went on somewhere, and even if the whole picture isn't fully clear, it feels like, Aquarius, you're kind of thinking a little bit different, and perhaps even moving a little bit differently. Okay, you're seeing, and it feels like you're seeing things, or starting to see things from a different perspective here, but it starts with a feeling, I would say. Okay, Two of Cups, Empress, Five of Cups here. It doesn't feel like you've lost a relationship, or that one ended, although that might be the case for some of you. It feels like you're seeing the truth in some sort of dynamic here. And so I'm not seeing like, romantic, but the truth in, perhaps a work partnership, something like that. Kind of the idea, which is a little interesting for you, Aquarius, but something about you're not, something about this relationship has let you down. Okay. And so you're trying to regroup, I would say. All right, let's see here this Four of Cups. Let's see this Four of Cups for Aquarius, please. Show me this Four of Cups for Aquarius. Last time. Show me this Four of Cups for Aquarius, please. Thank you. There's that Tower. All right. So for the Four of Cups, we have Temperance, the Tower, Nine of Wands. I'm wondering if something with this dynamic here shook your confidence a little bit, Aquarius, which was not easy to do. And I'm not saying, to clarify, I'm not saying that that person, whoever is in that, and again, it doesn't have to be romantic, but I'm wondering if somebody shook your confidence, or if your behavior or your feeling in that relationship shook your confidence. So not necessarily to do with them, could be with yourself, but within that dynamic, it feels like that was shaken up a little bit. Temperance, the Tower, Nine of Wands. The reason I say that, because Temperance is here, the Tower, disruption, and you're left feeling tired, fatigued. Another 9 here, but not a 9 in a positive vein, right? He's worn from battle, right? He has a head wound. He's not thinking properly. He's not seeing clearly. He can barely stand. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you thought there was you were heading into something with peace of mind and clarity here, but that Tower kind of shook that up, and now you're kind of feeling like, whoa, what happened? But this Tower kind of took you for a ride a little bit here. And so it's interesting. It feels like what this Four of Cups is saying here is essentially removing that, or removing yourself from this feeling, right? Almost disengaging here to coming out of that feeling. And that's the opportunity. So, not really getting too deep into that fatigue and that Nine of Wands energy here. King of Swords, Three of Wands, the World here. Yeah, definitely something is ending, right? You're putting an end to something here. You know that to be the right decision. And I would say yes, wholeheartedly. I mean, that's it. That's the move, right? So yeah, I mean, it seems like, again, you're on it. You're on top of it here. Just interesting here, this. That you're shaken a little bit. This doesn't often happen, Aquarius, for you. Show me that Tower for Aquarius, please. Show me that Tower for Aquarius. Last time, show me that Tower for Aquarius, please. Thank you. So for the Tower, we have the Magician, Six of Swords, Page of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, Eight of Swords, Hermit, Ace of Cups, again showing up. So Libra encountered this card display a little bit as well. And I feel like, I can say the same thing to you that I said to them, which is kind of shining light on this idea of panic hoarding or sheltering in place here, but not in kind of the best way. Uh, it's kind of like letting this, for you, it's slightly different. It's letting this tower kind of take you down with it, um, and recognizing that that's not what should happen here, right? So we need to actively disengage with that Four of Cups, and kind of block that energy from, or block ourselves from taking that energy on too much. And again, you see that Ace of Cup kind of creeping in here. Again, focusing on the emotional component, right? So whatever kind of was shaken in this dynamic here, it feels like you're readjusting your priorities here, which is nice, even though you might not be fully aware of where that is headed or how this will play out, right? You're not quite seeing the end game here, but there is something beautiful about you're listening more to, it feels like that inner voice, that inner child, as a result of this kind of being shaken up a little bit, right? So the let go position with that tower, at least in the shadow here, what I'm seeing is let go of the remnants of what that tower has, right? We're shaking that energy loose so that that Ace of Cup can come through, and there is an opportunity to, have a new emotional connection here, or at least see that connection beneath what this tower has unearthed, right? Coming back into the immediate clarifiers, we have the Magician, the Six of Swords, and the Page of Pentacles. Exactly that, right? We're manifesting a movement. We are changing direction here, changing the course. You are moving away here into a point of reflecting on your outlook on your physical realm with a bit of a new vision here, right? New perspective. Okay, that's really what Spirit is saying here. Let's take a look at that Emperor for Aquarius, please. Show me that Emperor, please. Show me that Emperor for Aquarius. Last time. Show me that Emperor, please. Thank you. Another ace. Interesting. Okay, so for the Emperor here, we have Six of Wands, King of Swords, Eight of Wands, and then in the shadow here, we have the Lovers, Ace of Wands, and that Knight of Wands. It's interesting here within the Embrace position. The Lovers, there is an emotional component to that, right? But aside from that here, we have dominant wand energy. So again, this idea of that Leo energy coming through, which is really quite interesting here. And your energy is directing you, again, further away or further into control. It's interesting that the Lovers is showing up in the shadow to clarify the Emperor. The reason I say it's interesting is because the Emperor deals in cold, hard facts, not very practical, whereas the Lovers is fluid, right? It deals in things that we can't see, right? Vibrational energy, if you want to kind of think of it that way, right? And so it's interesting. It feels like there is a bit of movement into giving weight or validity to the, not the unknown necessarily, although it could be that, but the unseen, right? The inner workings, or the connection between you and some other person, right? Now, I said it, I'm not necessarily saying that this dynamic ended, although it could have. But something in here, something happened to kind of shake you up a little bit. Um, and here it feels like whatever has happened, it's an opportunity to kind of double down on um, becoming more aware of the unseen, and trusting a little bit more in in that, right? In that unseen knowing, that feeling, right? Um, and again, with that Ace of Wand and that Knight of Wand there, and just keeping with that fire energy, that passion, right? That vigor, that excitement, right? That movement, um, kind of focusing in on that lovers is really, really interesting here. So it's like almost this idea of, taking control, which is, something that you're quite good at doing, but it feels like control in the sense of at least allowing for a little bit of that unseen emotion, or unseen vision, right? What's the word I'm looking for? If you want to even say the divine, right? And trusting in that a little bit, more than previously, right? Interesting. Let's go ahead and take a look at that Queen of Pentacles for Aquarius, please. Show me that Queen of Pentacles for Aquarius. Show me that Queen of Pentacles for Aquarius, please. All right. So for the Queen of Pentacles, we have the Nine of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, the Seven of Wands, and then we have the Queen of Pentacles in the shadow, along with that Four of Cups and the King of Wands. So again, massive amount of wand energy here to end out your reading, which is interesting. It does feel like your Leo, that Leo energy is prominent here, and you're utilizing that to your advantage. It feels like the lesson, I mean, you're always, I'm not surprised to see that Seven of Wands here, because you're always kind of protecting your peace. You're protecting yourself. You choose who you're showing certain sides to, and that's not deception by any means. That's just you doing what you have to do to look out for you, right? You're not going to show, everybody anything, because, first of all, they don't need to see it. And it's not necessary. Who cares, right? Who cares? From your viewpoint, what's interesting here is the Nine of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. It's this idea that with that Queen of Wands, she's a little bit of a mystic, right? In tarot, she's a little bit of a witch. And in order to be that witchy woman, you have to have a connection to the divine. You have to be able to have faith in the unseen, right? And have that inner knowing of that higher vibration connection to universe, to spirit, right? And so it's really interesting that that's showing up for your Queen of Pentacles, because it's it feels like this idea of Aquarius, your maybe your faith is elevating, but you're trusting in a process that you can't see. And that's what I'm seeing here is the lesson for you, right? So you're not fully focused on the practical. You're not fully focused on what you can see and only what you can see, right? You're focused on seeing the whole picture, and the whole picture includes what you can't see as well. So that's really the vibe that I'm getting for you here. Yeah, and that's just, again, quite interesting here. So coming into the shadow, we have the Sun, the Seven of Pentacles, and that Death card, right? And so it feels like, yeah, there's some sort of awakening. Something is coming to light, right? And even if you can't fully understand where that connection is coming from, there is an awareness that it is there and it is affecting your day to day, right? You're taking stock of that sun. You are evaluating it, right? And from it comes change. And that change is being seen here. You are transitioning to a new perspective that includes something or gaining clarity on something that you can't fully see. Now, for a lot of you, that does feel like trusting your emotions or incorporating your emotions in a different way than you have. And for some of you, that could be in a way of elevating your faith, right? Or trusting in that divine connection a little bit more. But either way, the transformation involves you, Aquarius, accepting more of that emotional connection, that emotional side of things, which is really quite lovely. It is really quite beautiful to see. Aquarius, what a beautiful reading for you. I really, really hope you have a fun and transformational April. It looks pretty amazing from here. And I appreciate you so much taking the time to gain some clarity with me on your month ahead. I hope you appreciate this as well as I appreciate you. And we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for stopping by.